Hello and welcome to the post-match of the final Premier League game for Manchester United before uh, before the Europa League final. Um, what can you say? I mean, not that we all went in expecting a win or expecting to get a result or anything like that. Obviously, we went strong. We went to keep legs in the tank. Um, to keep energy up, to keep players warm and fresh. We escaped no injuries. That's the positive. That's the good thing. We got minutes. We got no injuries. Beyond that, it's pretty much what we've come to expect from United in every Premier League game. Um, Pretty toothless. I actually think like the first 30 minutes or so, we played pretty good football. Decent performance overall. But I remember I was saying at like 20, 25 minutes, I was like on the watch along, I was saying, look, we're playing well. And everybody was like, hey, we're actually playing pretty decent football. We're doing well. We're controlling the game. We're pushing in the right areas. We almost scored the Maguire slight offside goal, all of that. And I said, you know what the problem is though? We can do this and we're still going to end up losing this game. We won't win because we're never going to score a goal. We won't. And we can't. We cannot score goals. Another game where I will honestly say I've never seen a striker this bad in my entire life. I just haven't. And it feels mean to be picking out um uh it feels mean to be picking out a player, but I've literally never seen anything like the performances that Rasmus Højlund puts in. And I just it's the same every game. We cannot get goals with the performances up front like this. We just can't. It's so frustrating. It's so irritating, but it is literally playing with 10 men all game. I think that they definitely faded a bit. Second half we faded quite a bit overall. Maybe it's players saving them, starting to then save themselves a little bit, not wanting to get hurt, not wanting to push it too far. That's fine. That's not necessarily a surprise. Um, but it also becomes rather hopeless. Couple of, it just does. I mean, when we look at the numbers here, looking at the game itself, I think what we learned, by the way, if you take these 11 players and the four who came on, is that barring injuries, those are the 15 players that are in contention for the final, right? Barring any injury returns like Dalo Xerxes and Lenny Yoro. Those are the guys who are in contention to start in the final, these 15. Not to say this 11 are the favored guys for the final, just that these 15 are the people who are in contention to start. Um, you look at it overall, again, it wasn't really like anything crazy. It was a pretty dead game. It was pretty flat overall. Um, First half, they actually created more, even though I felt like we were a bit better in the first half. Second half, 0.29 to 0.24, they scored their goal. We just didn't really do anything. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say about this guy, man. 61% passing, 13 possessions lost. Look at the duels, man. 0 out of 6 and 1 out of 4. And 2 fouls. Didn't draw any himself. When people look at the stats of our season, when people look at how we're doing and say, well, they're not that bad. Yes, we are. And this is why. We have the worst. Look, this is Tyreek George, okay? I don't know who this is. Managed to not be as bad as Rasmus Højlund, okay? Like, but it is this bad. It just is this bad. I've never seen anything like it. It's a turnover. Every time the ball goes forward, it's a turnover. And you could see it because for the first 30 minutes, we're building up well. We're getting through the lines well. We're getting it forward. Anytime it starts to actually get to the attacking area, it's dead. Instantly dead. There's our number 9 offers absolutely nothing. And you cannot carry a play. You just can't. You can't carry a player like this through the game. You just cannot. You just can't. You just cannot carry a player like this through the game. I do not know what else there is to say about it. Um, it's crazy. It's like I don't know um, what else we can do with this. It's just wild. Um, a couple other takes that I would have. I think Ahmad was kind of poor, but I always think he's poor when he's playing in the tens position. And Mazraoui, I think, was really poor, especially second half. And again, I always think he's poor at right wing back. And Mason Mount I thought was okay. He also missed. He did some good things off the ball, but he once again misses some good chances that he had in there that I think he should be scoring. But I do think he contributes to the team. Otherwise, I thought it was decently solid from the guys out the back. Not a ton out of Bruno and Casemiro in this game, but they did well. Dorgu, I thought actually did okay. Yeah. If you were asking me when I was saying before the game my thoughts on the matters, obviously it's about fitness, getting through the match without injury and all of that. I see that the guys who are playing for their spots are Hoyland, um, Mount, Dorgu, and probably like Shaw, but maybe Masraoui. And I don't know. Like when I look at the team now, like what did I learn? Well, I learned that obviously, like McGuire's gonna play. I don't know that I learned altogether that much in this, but based on this game, what I would go with for sure, um, barring injuries, Heaven got on again, but will he be fit to start? Probably not. Barring any surprises, I think that these players, I think Lindelof actually had a decent game. I think that these players are need to start, and I think they've earned their position. I think the forward line, you take Bruno out of it, it's dead. It's been this way for a long time. I think you just have to do this. I think you go with basically the suggestion I had at the beginning. I think this is your best team for the final right now. Like you could say Mazraoui should be in here, but he shouldn't be in here. Like I don't think we can afford to lose attackers to put Mazraoui in the team. I don't think it helps us. I think it makes us a little bit worse. I think this is just what we should go with. I don't really care how you picture this, whether it's a false nine for Mount and what have you. I don't really give a shit about that. Where they play, how they play, all of those things, I don't really care. But I do think this is the way that we need to take the Spurs game in hand. Um, in terms of the players who are coming in warm, who are coming in doing all right, who did not just have here's where I would say, right, if you had those 15 players in contention, one of them is Heaven, who's probably not fit to start. One of them is Hoyland, who absolutely should not start. One of them is Mainu, who's still not found a place in the team yet, so he's not going to start. Um, and that really leaves like um, Mazraoui, Lindelof, Garnacho, Ugarte as like maybe your questions. Dorgu, maybe your questions. Shaw, don't know. I think this is the best team we can pick. Is it ideal? Absolutely not. But it is the best team that we can pick at this point in time. So what else are we gonna do? I think that's what we've got to do. You know, so that is what it is. Yeah, that's life. That's life. That's where we are at. Um, that's what I would accept. That's what we should go with. I don't think there's even a question. Like I can't think of anybody else who should be playing in this game who's healthy. I don't think anybody else has earned a spot in it right now. Like Mazraoui's the closest, but he's been pretty damn bad recently, and he looks like he's really struggling. If you picked Mazraoui, it would have to be for Lindelof or Shaw, though, not for or Dorgu, I guess. And you could put Shaw out here, but I actually thought Dorgu did decently well, relatively well, and his energy and legs still I think are important. I think you miss them when you don't have them. So yeah, that would be like my one change, Mazraoui for one of those three, maybe, but otherwise this. That's I can't think of anything else that's all I was looking for tonight, and to see really like no injuries, legs getting some minutes in the tank, and then who deserves to start, who really doesn't. And I can tell you that I mean, not a single doubt in my mind that Rasmus Højlund lost his starting spot in this game. It would be a shame to me. It would be a massive catastrophic error from Ruben Amorim to pick him on Wednesday. I've never seen anything like it, and I really think people can't overrate just how bad it makes the team and just how much effect it has when your number 9 is 1 out of 10 in their duels. And it's like this every week, man. Just losing the ball pass. I mean, there were so many times the ball comes in the buildup and it just goes flying off his feet into the fucking moon, into other players out of nowhere. There was a moment in the second half, even worse than that. Maguire passes it through to Ugarte, who turns out of pressure, dribbles it up, passes it to Højlund, who just casually walks backwards and loses it for a counter, and he doesn't even run. It's fucking ridiculous. I can't even stand. I cannot stand it. If there are standards at all, which I believe there are from Ruben Amorim, then he has to make that call. I don't give a fuck about a number 9 because he's not a number 9. He's not a player that should be starting in this team in Europa. I would have absolutely zero confidence in him at that point in time. Um, I really don't know what you do. If Maguire and Bruno were pissed at Garnacho on the goal that conceded. I mean, I think it was more Mazraoui's fault, but Garnacho certainly got done by Reece James pretty badly as well. So, but if you don't start Garnacho, who hasn't started the last couple of games either, who do you put in for him? I guess if you didn't start Garnacho, what would you do? You what do you do this and you put Mazraoui out here again? Maybe. I don't like that at all, not one bit. So I don't know. I don't know. Ruben's got a job on his hands to make the. I think there's that. That's really the only question. Who do you pick? Do you just get Heaven into the team anyway? Do you think he's ready? I don't know. He's got a hell of a job to pick the right players for this because I, you know, I just it's unbelievable to me. It's really bad. It's very scary. Um, it is very scary. When you look at it. Um, So it is what it is. That's what we've got. I think that'll be the lineup, though, for the final, what I shared there. I think that's most likely. I think it gives us our best chance. And yeah, on we go. Um, Thanks for watching. I mean, again, I wouldn't overreact too much to the result because we kind of have known this is the way things are going no matter what. I don't think any of us expected a win against Chelsea. I thought, again, there was a decent performance for 30, 40 minutes, but the same as always. We cannot score goals. We have nothing up front, and it will always kill our momentum. So I just put the best players on the pitch. I don't give a fuck about the positions at this point for a big game. Just put your 11 guys you trust out there. Forget the positions for a minute and just go for it. That's all. Um, yeah. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good one, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, everyone.